The Runaway Iceberg, a Twinkl original. Land ahoy, shouted Rossi, looking out to sea with her telescope. Shall we dive in and explore, Captain? You know I don't like swimming, Gasper said with a sigh.
Twinkl 原創故事，會逃走的小冰塊。隊長發現陸地，我哋要唔要跳入水嗰度探險啊？羅斯佢一邊用佢嘅望遠鏡望住無際嘅海洋，一邊問。嘉嘉就嘆氣咁講：你知道我唔鍾意游水㗎。
Suddenly, a cracking sound came from below them. Before they had realised what was happening, a chunk of ice had broken off and Gasper and Rossi were floating out to sea on an iceberg. Quick, swim, shouted Rossi. But Gasper was afraid. I can't, he cried, peering into the deep, dark sea below.
突然間，佢哋腳下傳嚟嘅聲音，都未回過神嚟，嘉嘉同埋洛斯已經慢慢飄咗出海啦，腳下只係剩返一嚿冰。洛斯就大嗌：游啊，快啲游啊！但係嘉嘉好驚。佢話：我唔識啊！佢眼望住又深又黑嘅海洋。
The iceberg floated out further and further until they could no longer see land. What are we going to do? Asked Gasper, trembling. How will we ever get back? We're brave explorers, remember, said Rossi, holding Gasper's flippers. We will find a way. Gasper took a deep breath. I guess we could use our flippers to row back, he said. But which way is home?
冰塊飄得越嚟越遠，佢哋慢慢已經見唔到陸地啦。嘉嘉就問：我哋依家點好啊？我哋點樣返去啊？佢好驚，仲一邊喺度震添。洛斯話：我哋係勇敢嘅探險家，我哋一定有辦法㗎。佢捉住嘉嘉嘅手咁樣講。嘉嘉深呼吸，然後話：我諗我哋可以用我哋嘅腳游返去㗎。不過屋企係邊一個方向呢？
Lift me up, said Rossi. She climbed onto Gasper's head, but she was still not high enough to see land. Try jumping, she suggested, giving him a little nudge with her foot. Gasper jumped.
洛斯話：嘉嘉，你抱起我啊！佢擒到去嘉嘉嘅頭上面，但係都未夠高見到陸地喎。於是佢就話：不如你試下跳起啊！佢仲用隻腳去掗一掗佢嘅膊頭添。嘉嘉一跳
and they both landed on the ice with a thud. Need some help finding your way? Asked a snow patrol from above. Oh, yes, please, called Gasper. Which way is land?
砰一聲，佢哋兩個都跌咗喺冰上面。有一隻雪鑊喺佢哋頭上飛過，你哋要唔要幫手啊？嘉嘉話：要啊，邊一邊先係陸地啊？
It's this way, called the snow patrol, flying high above them. Gasper and Rossi used their flippers to row as hard as they could, but the current kept pushing them the wrong way. Need us to give you a push? Asked an Antarctic silverfish from below. Oh, yes, please, called Gasper.
雪鑊話：喺呢一邊啊！羅斯同嘉嘉出盡力游，大水流不停將佢哋推到去唔同嘅方向。海入邊突然間出現咗一群質紋南極魚，要唔要幫手啊？嘉嘉話：好啊，唔該晒你哋啊！
The silverfish pushed the iceberg along until suddenly it became stuck. Oh, we'll never get through here, exclaimed Gasper. Need some help breaking through the ice? Asked a blue whale from the deep. Oh, yes, please, called Gasper.
呢群魚一直推住冰塊前進，前路突然間被擋住咗。嘉嘉話：我哋冇可能可以過到呢度㗎。一條藍鯨突然之間出現，佢話： 要唔要幫手打爛呢啲冰啊？嘉嘉話：好啊，唔該你啊。
With a huge flip of its tail, the whale smashed the ice and cleared the way. Gasper and Rossi bobbed along behind it, glad to finally be on their way back to safety. Land ahoy, squawked the Snow Patrol. It's all been a great adventure, said Rossi, grinning. We're just like real explorers.The sun shone brightly in the sky as Gasper and Rossi headed for home.
藍鯨搖一搖佢嘅尾巴，前面所有嘅冰都打碎晒。嘉嘉同樂斯終於可以繼續啟航啦。說話就話乾就位。樂斯笑住咁樣講：呢一次真係一個太好玩嘅旅程啦！我哋同真嘅探險家一樣呢。佢哋喺絢爛嘅陽光下邊繼續返屋企嘅旅程。
Hey, stick to your side, Captain, laughed Rossi as Gasper's tail feathers tickled her feet. I'm right on the edge, grumbled Gasper. The two penguins turned to face each other in shock. The iceberg was getting smaller and smaller. It's melting, shrieked Gasper. We need to move faster.
樂斯話：喂，隊長，你唔好再黐過嚟我呢邊啊！嘉嘉尾巴嘅羽毛整到佢隻腳啊！嘉嘉就話：我就嚟要跌落水啦！兩隻企鵝一對望，發現原來嚿冰變得越嚟越細，越嚟越細。嘉嘉大叫話：用緊啊啲冰，我哋要行快啲啊！
The silverfish swam quicker, and the blue whale helped to push.But the ice was melting too fast. We'll have to swim from here, said Rossi. You can do this, Gasper. I know you can. You are the captain after all. The silverfish started to cheer. Gasper, Gasper, Gasper. Soon everyone joined in and Gasper began to feel braver.
質問藍鯨魚再游快啲，藍鯨亦都幫手推一推。不過啲冰實在溶得太快啦，樂斯就話：我哋呢度就要開始游水噶啦，你得㗎嘉嘉，你係隊長，你可以做到㗎。魚兒都為嘉嘉打氣，嘉嘉嘉嘉嘉嘉，大家都一齊參與，嘉嘉變得越嚟越勇敢。
Gasper gulped.Then, with one big jump, he splashed into the water. Brrr, he spluttered. It's so chilly. Use your flippers, shouted Rossa as she dived in over Gasper's head. Whee, said Rossi as she headed for home. Gasper flapped his flippers and followed nervously behind.
嘉嘉吸一口氣，然後跳入去水入邊。好凍啊！樂斯喺嘉嘉嘅頭上面跳過，然後話：用你個蹼去游啊！耶！佢向住屋企嘅方向進發，嘉嘉就喺後邊緊張咁樣跟上。
It wasn't long before Rossi and Gasper were back home with their families.You did it, Captain, said Rossi. You got us through our most dangerous adventure yet. I guess I did, agreed Gasper, feeling proud. But I couldn't have done it without my trusty first mate.
冇幾耐，佢哋就返到屋企，返到去屋企人嘅身邊啦。樂斯話：隊長，你成功啦！你帶領我哋渡過咗最危險嘅旅程，返到屋企。嘉嘉話：係啊，不過都全靠有你嘅幫助，我先至會做到呢。佢覺得非常之自豪啊。The end， 故事就嚟到呢度啦。希望你都鍾意呢個 Twinkl 嘅原創故事 The Runaway Iceberg 會逃走的小冰塊啦。記得讚好我哋嘅影片同埋訂閱我哋嘅頻道啊！我哋下次再見，拜拜。